All right, what's up, everybody? Live here on In the Paint. This is a wild game between the Nuggets and the Atlanta Hawks. An epic comeback for the Denver Nuggets. We're just going to watch along here for the last couple of possessions of this game. Last couple of free throw possessions, actually. So it looks like there's 15 seconds left. Nuggets are up by 2 after being down by 23 in the first half. And Nikola Jokic will be going to the free throw line. So appreciate you joining me, Dan Tanner, in the Paint, Altitude Sports Radio. Epic comeback, almost complete, and Nikola Jokic just missed the first free throw. Now things are going to get really interesting here in the last 15 seconds of this game. Joker's got to make this one to put the Nuggets up by 3. And I believe Atlanta, do they have any more timeouts? I think they have one more timeout at least. So it looks like Atlanta will be able to call a timeout. Here's Joker's second free throw. Drills it. All right, so the Nuggets are up by 3. Atlanta calls timeout. And here we go. There's 15.6 seconds left here in the fourth. Feel free to watch along with me. Give me your comments. I'd love to get to those throughout the show as we roll along here. I realize a lot of you are busy watching the game right now, but feel free to turn me on and watch the game with me as it's coming down to the wire here in Atlanta. What an amazing basketball game tonight there in Atlanta. The Nuggets were dead in the water in this game. I mean, they were done for. They were cooked in the first half. They couldn't play any defense. They gave up another 40-plus point quarter tonight in the first. But my God, have the Nuggets just blitzed the Atlanta Hawks here in the second half of this basketball game with just an absolutely epic comeback. We're going to go through the whole game and get your reaction. I've got some thoughts on tonight's game, obviously, but we'll wait for the conclusion of this one. Hopefully we don't see overtime. Hopefully this is a Nuggets victory in regulation. Again, they're up by 3, 15 seconds to go, and Atlanta will have the ball coming out of this timeout. So we'll see what happens here. I might be a little bit behind from everybody else watching because I'm watching it on the Altitude Plus app, and the stream tends to be a little bit behind Fubo or Comcast or any cable provider you're watching on. So I apologize if our timing's off a little bit, but this is where I'm at in the game. All right, Atlanta's inbounding the ball. Man, Nuggets are playing good coverage. Barely get it in. That's Porzingis. He's going to try and launch a 3. Great defense by Jamal Murray at the perimeter. And they turn it over. Oh, Atlanta gets it back. Oh, my goodness. This is absolutely wild. Okay, so they almost fouled him on a 3. Atlanta's able to get in for the 2. Oh, my gosh. They just let Jamal Murray go unimpeded. Doesn't matter. Game over. Wow. So Atlanta goes for 2, gets the bucket, and Jamal Murray just takes it down the floor. I thought he was going to get a layup. He didn't have to. The game was over. Overcame a 23-point deficit to win. It ties their 3rd largest comeback in team history. What a win for your Denver Nuggets, everybody. That was awesome. This was a game where in the first half, it was one of those classic games. Every team has this a couple of times a year. This thing was over in the first half. I mean, the Nuggets looked dead in the water. And I don't know what David Adelman told the team at halftime, but whatever he did, it worked. Because the Nuggets outscore the Hawks by 24 points in the second half to get a 1-point win. They give up 71 points in the first half, and they win this basketball game. Unbelievable. All right, here's Nikola Jokic with Katie.
To win in this one, what adjustments did you make at half?
I think our defense was really bad. Our offense was good. We just didn't make shots. But defense in the second half, I think it was we were more physical than them. Yes, they scored 130 points, but I think it was a really tough points in the second half, and we were really, really attacking the paint, shooting the ball really well, shooting with the confidence. And that's why I won the game.
This ties the 3rd largest comeback in franchise history. What does it say about the resiliency of this group?
Yeah, I mean, we know that we didn't play the best way in the first half, and we just didn't want to quit. And I think we since I'm here, we never quit. This team never quit, and that shows one more time that the character of this team.
You had a tough first half shooting wise, but you come out in the third quarter, 7 of 7 perfect from the field. How did you turn your game around?
I mean, just being aggressive, just don't try to go for the fall, just like be aggressive and believe and just shoot with the confidence. I think the first half was, I didn't believe that I'm going to make. I just was there, So the second half I was just aggressive. If I miss, I'm going to miss it, with a purpose.
How about Jamal Murray's defense?
I like that line.
He was really good. He had a big block, a big stop on Porzingis, and it was a great possession last time for us.
Appreciate the time, Nikola. Thank you. Congrats.
Wow, I love that line there from Nikola Jokic. There's Katie Wingy with the Joker after the Nuggets' epic comeback win over the Hawks. If I'm going to miss, I'm going to miss with a purpose. What a great line there from Nikola Jokic. That was absolutely phenomenal. Really cool stuff there from Nikola Jokic. If I'm going to miss, I'm going to miss with a purpose. That's what it looked like from Nikola Jokic in the second half. What makes that statement he just said there with Katie more impactful was how bad he was in the first half. He ended the first half shooting 2 of 13 from the field and 0 of 6 from 3. He had 10 points, 5 boards, and 4 assists in the first half tonight. And then let me see what Joker ended up finishing with. He was 40 points. So he had 30 in the second half, 13 of 26 after starting 2 of 13, and 1 of 8 from 3. But he got to the line 15 times and made 13 of them. And he was just absolutely dominant 15 feet and in this game. I mean, that was an absolute masterclass from Nikola Jokic in the second half of this basketball game. He took this game over. And the craziest part about this game for me, Nikola Jokic scores 30 points in the second half, okay? He was the best player in the second half, bar none, not even close. The Nuggets went on a 23-3 run to start the fourth quarter with Nikola Jokic off the court. So Joker goes for 30 points in the second half, and the Nuggets, with Jonas Valanciunas playing the center position, go on a 23-3 run to start the fourth. They scored 80 points in the second half, 40 in the third, 40 in the fourth, after giving up 71 in the first half. Absolutely unbelievable. D-Max on the show.
Dude, what the hell?
Are you freaking kidding me? That was amazing. That was epic.
How awesome was that?
That was they're tied for their third largest comeback in franchise history. By the way, the record's 25, so it was basically their largest ever.
That was so... Gosh, we can curse here, right? We're on the...
Do it, man. Just do it.
That was so fucking awesome. It was incredible. That was so great. So my wife and I love her. She's awesome. We're sitting in a brewery restaurant in Lone Tree, close to work. Trust me, close to home. And it's like, oh fuck, they're down by this, that. I'm like, oh gosh,
yeah.
And then I'm watching, and they do have it on. I got to give the bar credit. Great Divide Brewery at Lincoln and they do have it on, but nobody's fucking paying attention. And I'm just like, geez, look at what's going on here. And finally, when they tied it up, I was like, whoa, like loud. And this bar is packed, but they don't have the volume of the game up. And I am freaking out. And there was, God bless her, there was one woman who was with her pale boyfriend. It's much better looking than me, but like he's a dweeb. Like they had a terrible position at the bar. Like she was into the game, but it's like this numbnuts doesn't realize that his girl, good for her, God bless her, pretty hot, like wants to watch the game, and he's not even paying attention. But I'm like, holy shit, did everybody see what just happened? And like she was like, yeah, I did. And we're like, and I'm like, you have the worst. I go to her, do you want to sit next to us? Because we had like a 4-piece at the bar and there was 2 and she, oh no, she must still want to get something afterwards. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It was Dan, that game was so awesome. How are you in the comments? Are you guys freaking out? Look at I know I can do this. It's your show, but that's my wife. That's my wife, Cat Cave.
Yes.
She doesn't
Way to
even
go,
like,
Kim.
She doesn't even like basketball.
Well, now maybe she will now, D-Mac. Maybe this is the game that made your wife, Kim McKee, a basketball fan.
Oh my God. That was just damn, man. 80 points. Was it 80? Yeah, because
40 in the third, 40 in the fourth.
To win
Joker,
by 1. To
D-Mac,
win by 1.
Joker had 30 points in the second half. They went on a 23-3 run to start the fourth quarter without him.
Oh, the second unit. This is all up. I can't wait to hear the numbers about the second unit because I'm at the bar and, oh my God, Dan. And there was like this annoying woman without a guy, by the way. And she's like, about, I don't even know what she was. To have somebody like 3 inches from you that's laughing like a hyena. It's just like.
While you're trying to watch a sporting event?
Right. Right.
An epic sporting event.
By the way, I caught like a guy at the bar and he was like nudging his girl, looking at me, and he like took his camera out to be like, ooh, D-Mac.
Oh, yeah.
At that moment too. But yeah, no, but the bar did have the game on, but no sound on. Whatever. I found one woman, she was awesome. Her boyfriend, whatever. They're never getting married. And it was just awesome. It was just, give it to us in the comments, right? Like,
yeah, let's hear from you.
I can't wait to hear the stat breakdown. They won by 1.
Yeah.
1.
And they scored 80 points in the second half after giving up 71 in the first half.
What a freaking win.
Yeah. I mean, D-Mac, like this is what was a classic East Coast long road trip type of game where we've seen this movie 1,000 times. They're getting their asses kicked in the first quarter. They give up it's 41-23 at the end of the first quarter.
Oh, it's okay. It's over. It's over.
Yeah, they're down by 20 plus at halftime.
Hunter Tyson's mom was getting really fired up.
That he was going to go in.
Jalen Pickett's uncle was like, I knew him win.
This was supposed to be a big Zeke Najee night.
Well, Zeke's actually playing in some moments, but I know what you're saying. Curtis Jones was like, my time to shine. Actually, I don't know how many of the Grand Rapids guys were even up tonight. I should look at the box score.
It's Hunter Tyson, Jalen Pickett, Curtis Jones. None of them got into the game.
So Duran is still in Michigan someplace.
By the way, crushing it.
He is crushing it.
Crushing it.
I don't mean to down talk. He is actually crushing it, which is awesome.
He's like one of the best players in the G Leagues. He is. Actually, I would like to get into that here in a little bit, but I just want to go over the game first because why is he not here? But we'll table that. D-Mac, I will say this. Nikola Jokic was awful in the first half. I mean, just awful. There's no other way to say it. But on both ends of the floor, he was 0 of 6 from 3. He was 2 of 13 from the field. He had 10 points. Dude finished with 40 points. He had 10 points at halftime and didn't make a 3.
He did 8 rebounds and 8 assists. But so it was, and minus 15, Dan, in all honesty. So yeah, 40 is nice. 40 is nice, but that's on 26 shots. Okay.
Sure.
The dude, Nikola Jokic took 17 shots last Friday and Saturday in 2 games. 20. So yeah, I'm not trying to down talk 40 points. That's cool. And he made a lot of free throws. And he looks like a character from the HBO series It, with the scratches on the arms.
He had blood on his jersey tonight. Did you see that? He had blood on the jersey, like on the front logo.
Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the sheets, like John Cougar Mellencamp said in the 80s. But but let's face it, it was an off night for Jokic. Valanciunas. Let's talk about Valanciunas for a second, right?
The dunk he had in the fourth to start the fourth, the little one-handed windmill.
I don't mean to make too much about plus minus.
That was amazing.
But he was plus 16. So Joker was minus 15, and Jonas Valanciunas was that game goes to the second unit, bro. That game goes to Bruce and THJ and Jonas and even Zeke to a little bit, and Jamal, who plays a lot with the second unit.
Well, yes, I see what you're saying. I mean, Jonas's plus 16 is, like I said, helped out by the team going on a 23-3 run with him in there and not Nikola Jokic. I mean, that's a plus 20 right there. So I get it. He was awesome, but Joker was.
You don't think that was the turning point of the entire game? Like that was it right there, the 20-0 run with the second unit?
Oh, of course it was. Well, actually, I mean, no, I think the comeback, you could tell the momentum had shifted in the third quarter. I think that sealed the deal, that helped complete the comeback, but I don't think that was like the linchpin of the starting point of the comeback. The starting point of the comeback was the fact that the Nuggets started getting way more physical on the defensive end in the third quarter.
Okay.
In fact, DMAC, really, this is where it started, okay? And this is with the starters in. The Nuggets started the third quarter on a 19-4 run. So they start the third quarter on a 19-4 run. That got them back into the game. I mean, they were down by 20-plus points before that run. They got it down to 4. Joker had 19 points in the third quarter. So, yes, I see what you're saying. Val in the second unit was spectacular to start that fourth quarter. But what got it started was the starters in the third. Their plus minus is so bad because they were so bad in the first half. Like, I bet you they were all in the positive in the second half.
Right.
But you're right. Like, Val in the second unit in that fourth quarter, that completed the comeback, if you will, because they started 7 of 7 from 3 in the fourth quarter, D-Mac. 7 of 7 from 3 in the fourth. That was really the final nail in the coffin.
What a game, dude. What a freaking game.
There was that classic game, I think it was against the Grizzlies in Memphis. And I believe that is the record. They were down 25 in the second half in that one. Do you remember that game? That was what?
Yes.
3 or 4 years ago, I want to say.
Yes.
And it's funny. Marlo and Hastings kept bringing that game up tonight. And this was in the first half. And Marlo brought it up and he's like, it's not over, right, Scott? And Scott's like, no, these are never over. And they're down by like 23 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough.
They
get this win. And I got to tell you, man, Atlanta is much better than a lot of people think.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, they haven't Trey Young, their supposed best player. He's not their best player. Trey Young has only played in the first 4.5 games for Atlanta, and then he got hurt. They were the worst defensive team in basketball in those 4.5 games. Since he's been out, their 18 games after he was out, they're now a top 5 defense in the NBA. So this is a very good defensive team. The Hawks lineup they're trotting out there is massive, D-Mac. I think that's what was giving the Nuggets so many problems in the first half.
Yeah.
Like that was a massive lineup. The dynamic without Trey Young in there completely changes. And by the way, this kid, Jalen Johnson, my God, is he good? He had a triple-double in the first half.
That's crazy.
He's almost averaging a triple-double on the season. I think he's got like 7.5 assists, but he's got double figure. He's 23.5 points.
What a game.
He's got like 11 rebounds and like 7.5 assists per game. And he had a triple-double in the first half.
Dude, 21, 18, 16. That's crazy.
He's legit. He was the 20th overall pick.
He's 6'8". He's not even that big. I mean, NBA that big. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's same height as Peyton Watson.
That's bonkers. That's pretty sick. I'll say I kind of think we should say we, but I'll say I just don't pay that much attention to the Eastern Conference. Not really, in all honesty. The games are on way too early.
No, no. This is perfect.
No, I'm joking.
I was what? Shut up, D-Mac.
I know. I feel like I put down a bottle. I literally drank a bottle of wine.
Okay.
I'm not driving. And the Great Divide Brewery is literally 2 blocks from my house. But nice. Lone Tree life, bro.
Oh, it's the best.
It's not bad. I'm not going to lie. And so, yeah, the amount of attention I pay to these East Coast teams, it's limited. But Jalen Johnson went to Duke, and, that is an amazing game. So good for him, but boo-hoo. And listen, this doesn't answer the defensive problems the Nuggets have. They still gave up 133 points, Dan.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Let's keep it real. 73 in the first half and 60 in the second. But the offense of the Nuggets it's just, I know you got to play defense. But this is happening without AG, without Christian Brown. What does Jamal have to do to be an all-star, dude? Seriously. I mean, what is it? What is it?
What else does he have to do this season?
How about 12 assists for Jamal Murray?
Yeah,
12 assists.
I think he's a shoo-in for Team World right now. He's one of the best 8 non-American players in the NBA this season. So I think he's a shoo-in, but the All-Star voting is weird. It's a popularity contest. I mean, LeBron's probably going to make the All-Star team this year, D-Mac. Like that's where we're at.
So ridiculous. Well, whatever. That's Team USA, and they get twice as many guys as the international team. So
yeah. So you could have 2 Nuggets on Team World. Man, but you're right. So going back to the Nuggets defense, you're right. It's still a massive problem, but I'm not that worried about the defense in this sense. Once they get healthy, they'll be fine. They were the number 2 rated defensive team
look who's
in
on
the
with
NBA.
us.
Vic.
Vic.
Is this picture okay? Here, let me see.
I mean, it's not great, but
I can see up your nostrils, but yeah.
Dude,
Well,
awesome.
I'm here with my dad, Easy E. Dad.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, my dad, Easy E. We sat and watched the game together tonight.
Awesome.
That's so great.
And
That's so great.
I think in the first half of that game, Easy E was more physical than the Nuggets. But in the second half, it was a completely different game. They got into them a little bit defensively, and it changed everything. It really did.
So you're studying for the high school playoffs tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Here, let me show you. I mean, for those, here's I don't do play-by-play much, as you well know, D-Mac and Dan. I do it once a year. So and I don't know how to do computers. So usually when they come up with these boards, they do them on computers, but not me. I just pulled out my manila folder and basically wrote out a bunch of crap here. And I can see I messed up a couple times here. But here's the Cherry Creek lineup.
That's awesome.
She's playing for Cherry Creek. She's playing for Palmer Ridge tomorrow. They're playing in the 4A title game. And my hope is my over-under on missed names and mispronunciations is 4. So if I get another 4, I'll be happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Vic, it's like it's 1990 with Notre Dame playing whoever. And you figuring it out there for Notre Dame. And this is why Vic's not on the Altitude. And I saw you weren't on the Altitude postgame because I was in a bar in Lone Tree with the sound down. And then, Vic, I am freaking out. Thank God they had the game on, right? Just start there. I'm loudly screaming. And at one point, I just got frustrated. Not enough people were realizing what was happening. And I just screamed, "This is an unbelievable comeback, and you should all be watching right now." And I had one woman at the edge of the bar, and she goes, "Fuck yeah, that's awesome."
I'm sort of glad I wasn't on the broadcast tonight because if I was on that show, halftime would have been a massacre. I may have said something I deeply regret because halftime again.
Well, just say it here.
Well, I tweeted as much. I said, when you go to the half and you were down by 23 at one point, down 20, when you go to the half and I look at the stats and it says that you only had 3 fouls. Normally you want to stay away from fouls. Fouls are bad, right? But this team is sometimes so soft on the defensive end, soft to a fault. And 3 fouls tells me all I need to know. David Adelman said this 2 games ago. He said, we need to foul more. We need to, because sometimes
you're right.
When you jostle a little bit, it gets you physically involved in the game. So that first half, I don't know what the hell I was watching. Joker was out of it. He couldn't make a shot. He was 2 of 13. And then what does he do in the second half? Oh, it's time for basketball? Okay.
Unbelievable.
30 points in the second half. They played physically. They played a little defense. They score 80 as a team, and they win the game. It's crazy.
Vic, how about the 23-3 run to start the fourth? D-Mac and I were just talking about that without Jokic on the floor. Like, When's the last time we could say the Nuggets second unit to either start the second
I
quarter
don't know.
or the fourth quarter had a run like that, especially in a game where you have to have an epic comeback like we saw in Atlanta tonight? I mean, talk about the depth on this team really
Danny,
showed out tonight.
That's a great question. I don't know the last time they've been capable of doing something like that. But isn't it funny watching basketball how contagious shooting is?
It's
When
unbelievable.
somebody makes a three and then
Unbelievable.
another guy makes a three, and then you see the bench get up into it, and then another
Yeah.
guy makes a three, and then you just have the feeling nobody's going to miss. And as soon as the Nuggets got the lead, now granted it got tight at the end, when they went up, by 7, I said, all right, they won this game. Now, it was closer than we all had hoped at the end, but it's stupid. What the NBA, the great equalizer is that 3-point line. No lead is safe anymore. It's not safe for any team.
Yeah, and they started the fourth quarter 7 of 7 from 3, Vic. And you're right. Like, to your point, it was Cam Johnson, it was Tim Hardaway, it was Jamal Murray. I mean, you're right. It looked like it was contagious, no doubt.
How much let's talk about that, right?
Yeah.
By the way, and I did hear you talk about this morning. Who would have ever thought that the Broncos would have the longest winning streak? Now it's tied with the I guess with the road Nuggets, which is kind of weird to quantify, right? But like still I guess that's a thing.
But overall win streaks, who would have imagined that the Broncos in early December own that record, right? That's crazy.
Nobody. And I mean, listen, I do think there's something to the fact that the Broncos have won so many close games, right? I'm going to say this with the Nuggets. Dude, I think it's good that you got scarred up a little bit and can win one like that. You gotta build some of these scars, Vic, don't you?
Well, this goes down as a clutch win, right? Any win that's within 5 points in the final minute. And before this game, I believe they were 2-6 in clutch win situations.
Oh, wow. Okay.
2-6, which is not a good record. So as many of these you can get going just to give yourself confidence that you can finish. The difference tonight, I mean, you saw Atlanta wasn't missing late. They were making, I mean, Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been a Nuggets killer.
Killer.
Guarding Jamal. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Killer.
But that steal by Jamal Murray on Porzingis, when Porzingis drove the lane and the Nuggets were nursing a 2-point lead, and Jamal stuck his paw in there and forced the ball away. The game, in my opinion.
How about Jamal in the last 2 games from 3 being 14 of 17?
Is that what the number is? I didn't realize what he was tonight. That's ridiculous.
4 of 6 tonight, 10 of 11 last game. So 14 of 17.
Oh, wow.
Dude, come on.
Wow. You know, the Nuggets really want him at the beginning of the season. I remember the coaching staff accentuating. They want him to be more of a volume 3-point shooter.
Okay.
And it depends on what your definition of volume is. They see Jamal and say, you can't shoot enough threes. Just shoot as many as you want.
Yeah.
But he is so, what's the word? He's very ethical when it comes to basketball. He is not going to be one of these 15 3-point shots a night guys. He's not Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards shoots the ball from 3 a lot. He's going to really limit what he does from there. But if you're shooting at that rate right now, I mean, I'm with you. Shoot it as many times as you want. Green light anytime, Jamal.
How about this? Is this the trade was worth it night for Cam Johnson? 4 of 9 for.
Yeah. And D-Mac, I think you see the versatility of Cam Johnson, right?
Yes.
If other things aren't working, he could still contribute. Now, does he have a couple big misses at times? He did miss a corner 3 that pretty much would have sealed the deal tonight. I don't know if you guys remember.
Oh, God.
I had to decline that call. Are you still there?
No, we
got you.
I had to decline that call.
Is Mosier calling you, wondering what the score was?
Yeah. No, I don't know who that was just calling me. I keep getting these calls. From
That was perfect.
Once again. All right. I keep getting these calls from these tax people that want to garnish my wages. And the fake, and I've blocked them. I've done everything I could. I'm at the point now where I'm going to start giving them my wages to stop calling.
That's so great.
All right,
so
boys,
hey,
I gotta go because I think
real quick,
Vic.
Vic. All of Jamal's assists came in the second half.
Are you serious?
That's what. What do you think
my
about that?
gosh.
Real quick.
All 12 of Jamal's assists in the second half.
Yeah.
What an insane game. Just insanity.
Insane.
You know, until they get AG and Christian Brown back, you're going to have to win insane games. This is what it is, right? Insanity prevails. If you had told me that this team had won 9 straight on the road in early December, I would have never believed you guys. That's not what the Nuggets do. That's not what they've done. They're making history. Just and one last thing. And I know everybody's worried about Oklahoma City. You're not going to catch them. But know this. The Nuggets really, the home court in the playoffs, everybody's so worried about that. Look at what this team does. Look at how this team operates on the road. They don't care about playing on the road. They're fine with that.
Yeah,
best,
who cares if they get the 1 seed? If they're
fine.
healthy come playoff time, they have a really
fine.
good shot against the
They're
Thunder.
fine.
If Ralston Valley beats Creek, it's because fill in the blank has a great game.
The quarterback, Zeke Andrews, who, by the way, had his scholarship pulled from CSU over
How
the
about
weekend.
that?
That's terrible.
story,
So maybe he's out for blood up because they're playing in Canvas Stadium. Maybe he's going to show the CSU folks what he's about.
Well,
Good storyline.
enjoy your 13-hour day tomorrow, Vic, and
All
we'll
right,
see you
boys.
and Tyler on TV.
Thanks,
and
man.
listen to
All
me on
right.
the radio.
Thanks, Vic.
See
See
you
you, buddy.
guys.
All right, the great Vic Lombardi.
That was great. His
That was
calls
great.
couldn't come at a better time.
Hastings just said second half was special. I said, "Do you want to join us?" And no response.
Yeah, shocker.
But,
He's getting on the bus. They're on a long road trip. I know. Yeah, well, D, before Vic came in, I just wanted to make this point about the Nuggets defense because it's been atrocious. There's no way of skirting around that, but it's been atrocious since Aaron Gordon got hurt a couple weeks ago in Houston. They were the number 1 rated defensive team in basketball for the first 3 weeks of the season. Now they're playing like dog shit on defense, but as long as they can get them back and healthy, I really don't think the defense will be an issue down the stretch of the season. Dude, they've given up. I did the math, okay? After the first quarter of tonight's game. So including the first quarter of tonight's game, since the Houston game where Aaron Gordon got hurt, they've given up 5 quarters of 40 or more points.
Unbelievable.
Like, that's how bad the defense has been.
Unbelievable.
5 quarters of 40 or more points in a quarter.
I don't know what to say.
Well, that is, I will say, I didn't realize. We all know how much of an impact Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown have on the defensive end for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was this much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
Like,
now it
wow.
feels like almost any win you get is kind of awesome. Kind of.
Well, they better beat
Especially
the
on
crap out of the Hornets on Sunday because the Hornets are perpetually terrible.
I agree. Weird start time too. 4:00 Mountain start time. Like everything about that's weird.
Yeah, but what that game will get going? What about middle of the third quarter of Broncos Raiders?
I know. Just
thanks a lot, NBA schedulers.
Right. So I don't know, man. It's a weird roadie. Like, well, dude, they've won 9 in a row on the road.
That is wild.
I don't even know what to say. There's no way they should have won tonight. I hope everybody can appreciate how ridiculous that win was tonight.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question, D.
Yeah.
Did the Nuggets win that game tonight, or did the Hawks lose it?
No, they won it. They
gave up 80 points in the second half.
Yeah, but I mean,
I only asked because when I was watching the game, I was asking myself that question and I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, well, I was asking myself that question in the first half. I was like, are the Nuggets just playing like crap, or are the Hawks just playing lights out? Like, I can't tell.
No, I first of all, great question, obviously. But at the end, and I'm trying to sort of see if I can get this or not with the Nuggets. Jokic kind of talked about it at the end of the game, in terms of basically what Jokic said was, all right, I don't give a shit anymore. Let's just go.
Yeah,
You know,
I actually played a little bit
lose.
of him with Katie.
I got it right here, actually. Do you want to play it? Or
with
I
Katie?
actually have it.
With Katie?
Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah,
look
yeah.
kind of weird, but like I
That's
do
okay because
have
he
it right
said
here.
something. He said something to Katie that I thought was really interesting. So whenever you
Okay,
have it,
hold on.
feel free.
Hold on. Our own little internet shows are kind of quirky sometimes. Hold on.
Sean Payton's death gripping his steering wheel during our
Okay.
internet show.
Okay. Come on now, work. All right, here we go.
16-6, 10-2 on the.
Oh my gosh, sorry.
And they get the win. All right, let's go down to the floor. Katie is with the star of the night, Nikola Jokic.
All right, Nicola, you guys were down by as many as 23 points. What did it take to grind out a win in this, and what adjustments did you make at half?
I mean, I think our defense was really bad. Our offense was good. We just didn't make shots. Our defense in the second half, I think it was we were more physical than them. Yes, they scored 130 points, but I think it was a really tough points in the second half, and we were really attacking the paint, shooting the ball really well, shooting with the confidence, and that's why I won the game.
This tie is the third largest comeback in franchise history. What does it say about the resiliency of this group?
Yeah, I mean, we know that we didn't play the best way in the first half, and we just didn't want to quit. And I think we, since I'm here, we never quit. This team never quit, and that shows one more time that the character of this team.
You had a tough first half shooting wise, but you come out in
This
the
is
third
it right
quarter,
here.
7-7 perfect from the field. How did you turn your game around?
I mean, just being aggressive. Just don't try to go for the fall. Just like be aggressive and then believe and shoot with the confidence. I think the first half was. I didn't believe that I'm gonna make. I just was there, So the second half I was just aggressive. If I miss, I'm gonna miss it, with a purpose.
How about Jamal Murray's defense down the
Right
stretch?
there.
He was really good. He had a big block, a big stop on Porzingis, and it was a great possession last night for us.
Appreciate the time, Nicola. Thank you. Congrats.
Did you catch that? If I'm gonna miss
Right.
in the second half, I'm gonna miss with a purpose. I thought that was pretty cool because
Right.
to put it in context, like he just said, he was shooting horribly in the first half, 2 of 13 from the field in that first half, and you're right. He just kind of was like, yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna keep shooting but shoot, and if I miss, I'm gonna miss with a purpose.
Right.
I love that line from Nikola Jokic.
That's awesome.
Loved it.
Awesome.
So that's what leaders do, man. That's what great players do.
Man, so good.
It's awesome. So good. All right.
So
dude.
good, brother. All right, I'll tap out, and you can. There's millions of comments, a lot of people watching, which is awesome, and it was so great. And my wife had like a chocolate dessert martini. I was like, let's go. And I really did polish off an entire bottle of wine by myself.
There you go.
Yeah.
What were you drinking?
It was a Merlot. It was a 2004 Merlot from California.
Fancy. The Lone Tree, the fancy Lone Tree Marlowe.
It was a twist off. It wasn't even a pop. It wasn't even a,
There you go. There you go. Back to your roots.
Back to my roots. All right. That was awesome.
Win. Awesome stuff.
By the way, Scott said he was on the bus. He said he would join us, but he's on the bus.
No, it's all good. I figured. So all good. All right,
good.
Man. Have a great
all right.
Great time. Go Sunday, Avs, Broncos, and Nuggets.
How about that on Sunday?
Let's go.
And so we will have on the digital Between the Pipes with Raj and Spring, right?
Yeah, Avs played 11.
So that will go at like what 2:30, something like that. Then we'll have in order. We'll have the Altitude TV post-game show, which
for the Broncos.
Yeah, for the Broncos. So that's Rachel B. Hill, myself, maybe Andy, Vic, Coach Sanford, that sort of thing. Then we will have In the Paint with you, and I'll jump on if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, Charlotte, who's I don't know. We'll see. They should win. So 9 should go to 10. And so what a day on Sunday. Yeah. I don't mean to look past Mark Mosier and Connor doing the Avs game. 10:30, by the way, Dan.
Tomorrow?
Puck drop at 10:30 a.m.
I love it.
My wife already said I'm in my pajamas and I'm watching the whole game like tomorrow.
That's what I'm planning on doing.
Well, we should be skiing, but I got to figure that out. That's, we bought a pass. We got to use it. So,
okay.
I should be in the mountains. So I'm like going to look at her like, anyways, whatever. So what a weekend we have on store. I think that, you know, what's funny? The trickiest win of the weekend is probably going to be the Avs against the Rangers and the Flyers. I think the Broncos smoke the Raiders, and I think the Nuggets take care of the Hornets as well. So we'll see about the Avs. But anyways, whatever. What a win tonight. What a win.
Awesome stuff.
Oh, look at my wife. She wants to say something to you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I'm glad.
Thank you, Kim.
I'm glad it's a pink heart, not a red heart.
Wait, what's the difference?
I'm going to tell you this. After being married for 30 plus years, whatever we are, by the time I go from this studio down the hall from the bedroom, she'll be asleep.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Peace out.
But she stayed up for In the Paint. All right, D. We'll see you later, buddy. There he goes. Darren McKee, everybody. Oh, he's in, he's out, he's back. He's back out. All right. Yeah, what a win, everybody. That was so much fun. Thank you for tuning in. This was an epic comeback for the Nuggets. Like I said, their third largest comeback, tied for the third largest comeback in their franchise history. The record is 25 against the Grizzlies just a couple of years ago. That was also an epic comeback. I do believe in that game. What made the Grizzlies game a couple of years ago, I'm totally just going off of memory here. I could be wrong, but I believe the Nuggets were down by like 25, I don't know, with like 4 or 5 minutes to go in the third quarter and came back. They were down by, what was it, 21 at halftime. And then obviously they mounted the comeback to start that fourth quarter, or to start the third quarter, excuse me. They go on a 19-4 run to start the third. Atlanta kind of makes a little bit of a pushback towards the end of the third quarter. You could tell at the end of that third quarter, like Jamal Murray was gassed. Joker looked gassed. In fact, there was a point where Adelman called a timeout, and I thought like the perfect time. There was like 3 or 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. The perfect time for a timeout, because you could tell the momentum had started to shift back to the Atlanta Hawks. And I thought Adelman used his timeout really well in that situation. I mean, even just through the television screen, you could tell that they were running a little bit on fumes there towards the end of the third. So I thought that was a really good decision by Adelman there. And then they were able to finish out the third okay. And then the second unit comes in and starts the fourth quarter on a 23-3 run. They hit 7 threes in a row to start the fourth quarter. And then Atlanta, you know, makes a bit of a comeback again. But yeah, it was great. That was so much fun. And boy, I don't know what it is about Denver teams this year and epic comebacks. Between the Broncos and the Nuggets, the Avalanche haven't had to do that because they are winning almost every game. So they haven't really had the opportunity. Last night was the only time they had that opportunity, because they were down 4-0 at one point to the Islanders. And, you know, it was 4-2, then it was 5-2, then it was 5-3. And then obviously New York gets an empty netter and they win at 6-3. But yeah, I'm assuming that the Avs will, at some point this season, with what's going on here in the Mile High City, that they're going to have an epic comeback like we've seen multiple times from the Broncos this year and like we saw from the Denver Nuggets tonight. So great stuff as always. All right, before we get out here, do you want to get to some of your comments? Kev says Cam Johnson had a breakout night. I'll say this. Look, the new additions tonight, all 4, Bruce Brown, Cam Johnson, Tim Hardaway, Jonas Valanciunas, all were integral into the comeback tonight. Like all 4 of those guys played a massive role in the Nuggets comeback effort against the Atlanta Hawks. So it was really cool to see your 4 big additions of the offseason all play a part in tonight's comeback. That was absolutely awesome to see. Let's see. Vic joined earlier. If you missed it, Vic down to the kitchen to get a refill. Yeah. Vic is too funny. I love that guy. Great dude. I think D-Mac already showed this one, but it's worth it again. Looks like Vic has been knocking back some celebratory vino. Well, D-Mac admitted he knocked back an entire bottle of Merlot. So him and you know, they've got the street cred in the media business where they can do that. I'm not at the point where I would knock back an entire bottle of wine before doing the show. But hey, who knows? If the Nuggets win the championship this year, maybe I will. We'll see. I would be at the arena though, so that would be a weird Weird time to do that, to start it at least. Okay, let's see. Sam says, also shout out to Cam Johnson. The threes he made were so timely and clutch. Absolutely. Boy, I got to say, what's the Nuggets record? If you're a loyal listener to the show, you'll remember the first couple weeks of the season, Cam Johnson was not playing well at all. And I said, I'm going to wait 20 games before I really sort of evaluate not only Cam Johnson, but just this Nuggets team as a whole. I'm going to wait 20 games before I evaluate. Specifically, we were talking about Cam Johnson because he was struggling. After he came back, I think he missed 2 games with his right bicep injury. After that, he has been fantastic. He's shooting, I think, nearly 50% from 3 since coming back from that bicep injury and averaging, I think it's 17.5 points per game, hitting clutch threes. He looks way more comfortable out there playing with Nikola Jokic. Like the game is, you can tell that the Nuggets offense has slowed down for him. I think that's the biggest thing that has helped Cam Johnson. And by the way, on PhD today on Altitude Sports Radio, we were talking about the Old Man and the Three podcast where Aaron Gordon and Cam Johnson were talking about their processes of working on their shooting, specifically like in their pregame warmups. And Aaron Gordon, what he said was actually fascinating. He tries to go as fast as possible, tries to get the shots up as fast as he possibly can, because that way it slows down in the game. I just thought that was fascinating. And he and Cam Johnson have been doing that. So maybe that has helped Cam Johnson sort of get going, because look, I knew Cam Johnson was going to turn it around eventually, just because if you look at the previous 8 seasons of his career, he's right at just under 40% career 3-point shooter. So you knew that the normal average was going to come back eventually, and boy has it come back with a vengeance for Cam Johnson. He's been a great addition to this team. And again, you heard DMAC ask Vic there, hey, do you think the Cam Johnson for MPJ trade was worth it now? But I always like to remind people, yes, that was a 1-for-1 trade. But in reality, that allowed the Nuggets to bring in Jonas Valanciunas, Tim Hardaway, and Bruce Brown, because Cam Johnson's salary is basically half of what Michael Porter Jr.'s is. So yes, technically it was a 1-for-1 trade, but you're also getting a massive relief in your salary cap. That opened things up to allow them to sign these other guys. So you've got to factor that in to the Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson trade. You just have to, because it allowed them to do that. And that's what allowed the Nuggets to build this team the way they did, with so much depth this year. But what an awesome win for the Nuggets tonight, everybody. 1-point game. I mean, that was one for the ages. They felt dead in the water. At the end of the first quarter, at halftime, I was like, this thing is over. But they get the 134-133 win. They score 80 points in the second half. Joker goes for 40. 30 of those came in the second half. Just an epic night for the Denver Nuggets. And they improve to 16-6 on the season. So if they can get a win in Charlotte, which they should, and they can get a win in Sacramento to finish out this 4-game road trip, you go to 18-6. Things are looking absolutely outstanding. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for the post-game show tonight. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to DMAC and Vic Lombardi for joining me. And Nuggets, Hornets coming up on Sunday. Make sure to tune in. We'll be on right around 6:30 or so to react to that one. Till next time, thanks for listening to In the Paint right here on Altitude Sports Radio.